New Mexico CannaCast. Everything New Mexico, everything cannabis. What's up, everybody? Welcome to New Mexico CannaCast. On today's episode, it's going to be interesting. You know, we got a couple of topics to talk about. It's going to be really talking about the, market and everything. But I'm Chad, one of your hosts, and this is...
Hey, Josh, I'm the garden gnome. This is the Fluffy.
Yeah, today's episode is called The Good, the Bad, and the
Fluffy.
The Fluffy.
So you wanted to know what the Fluffy was. There it is. And guess our other co-host, everybody, it's a female. Imagine that shit. There we go.
Shannon Jaramillo here, guys, hanging out with these two goofballs, my great friends, Chad and Josh. Thanks for being here today, guys. We appreciate you watching.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you, Shannon. Well, let's get right into the episode and everything. On today's, episode, as I said, it's going to be the good, the bad, and the fluffy. So we're going to be talking about the good things and the bad things things that have really occurred in the States since we've gone to adult use cannabis sales or recreational sales. It's been kind of used fluidly both between the two, I've noticed. So if we want, should we start off with the good?
Whatever y'all decide, you know what I mean? I can bring the doom and gloom a little later. Yeah,
we can do the doom and gloom early and then bring in the good later. But let's go ahead. We'll start with the bad. So that way we'll start it out. We'll end it. Yeah, we'll pull the Band-Aid off and we'll end it on a good note and everything. So that way, all the bad isn't really stacked at the end.
We might ping pong it. I might not just I can't go bad again.
Yeah, and we're not gonna name drop anybody or whatever.
Unless it's the Bad Company cannabis company out there. I like it. They got the shirts. Way to go, Bad Company. I love your stickers. Just saying hello, that's all.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate the shirts and everything. We'll try to get a blue screens or something because it has green on it and it's just gonna disappear. So we really appreciate it. Those shirts are awesome. Anyway, maybe we can try to get Shannon one day or something too, because
I know those guys. I just started talking to them, so yeah, let's hit them up.
Oh, I know you. See, that's the thing. Now there's three of us, so we'll get 3 shirts on everything. So.
I know, right? It's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Today I'm actually wearing the High Horse merch. I just got this. We've been bugging someone to get this for us for a while, so finally I got one. So
if you're watching,
High Horse,
thank you.
Yeah.
And as Thomas says, High Horse. I love that dude. That's one of the dudes on the company. He always hollers at it. That's all. Sorry.
Anyways, and Shannon's wearing Bloom. But let's go in on this. We'll start with the bad. We got off topic a little bit. It happens sometimes. But the first thing that we kind of notice is the places that we've gone personally. Some of the labeling either has been not correct or just not really there at all. Unfortunately, which is a little confusing. I'm not too sure of the meaning or whatever. But I was under the impression that was supposed to be there. So Josh, would you see?
Oh, you know what I mean. Like the thing is, I just think maybe there's an education gap. And we need to work as a community. Like Shannon was saying off recording earlier, how we definitely need to work with each other and help improve each other as a community. I thought that was a great view and dead on.
Yeah.
And I think your tractor's sexy, Shannon.
There you go.
Yeah. So what I seen at the dispensaries I went to, the labeling was incorrect at quite a few of the new ones. Let's all work on that. And I know it's new and exciting and you're trying to get going and everything, but we're just let's do it, play it by the book, where the rules are pretty much black and white, as Shannon was schooling me on earlier.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Shannon.
I mean, yeah, I love the topic, and we have, there's plenty of people out there, and this is good and bad, right? Because we're talking about labels and we're talking about this stuff, but the labels are so important to validate the industry. When you're a consumer, you want an accurate label, and I know we're transitioning from getting our stuff from the homie at the local Burger King in the parking lot to going into the store, and there were no labels on that little baggie, right? But into going into the store and getting that done. But that's regulated product looks like. It has a label, and the New Mexico Administrative Code will lead these companies to what they have to do. If any of them need help, call any 3 of us on this podcast, because we can point out to you where that information is. And then you need to get that to your marketing people or whoever's making your labels. And moreover, you need to have the testing pieces. So your medicine has to be tested or your cannabis has to be tested. So it's not just about the, oh my gosh, what am I getting? It's like pesticides. We want to know how much THC is in your product, how much CBD. Some companies put terpenes, but at least follow the formula that the regulators have standardized so that you don't lose the license that you worked so hard to get. There are some severe tattletales and haters in this community. There's just a handful. They all hang out in one little group. But the reality of it is businesses are also calling on each other, calling inspectors in and doing some hateful stuff. So you don't want to give the businesses that are non-cannabis, your consumers, you don't want to taint your reputation, and you don't want to give other businesses that are doing it right any advantage to get you knocked out of the game, right? Because this is a very competitive environment. But like Josh said, excuse me, guys, let's help each other, so if any of people need help and their labels are, if you only have your website, your name and your phone number, it's not enough. Okay, so hit us up and we'll point you in the right direction so we can help, because we know that this thing is a lot of info and you guys are learning a lot. I always say 1 year in cannabis is like 7 years in dog years. You're gonna learn 7 years worth of shit in 1 year, people, but just know that that's the name of the game. You signed up for it.
Oh, definitely. And I agree. And yeah, this isn't like, oh, you're in trouble. It's just, it's something that we saw and, we know needs to be there. And, let's all work together to, just fix this and make sure that this industry is legit and is viewed that way. If it's not operated in a legit way, we're going to be seen as a joke, and then the rollout of New Mexico, one of the best, recreational adult use programs in the nation, screwed it up. Because we didn't want to follow the rules. So, it's not too hard, yeah, just reach out to us. We're not going to call you out on it. Jesus. We want you to win. If you're doing everything right, we want you to win. You got your license and all that, you're operating. Yeah, we want you to win, like Shannon said.
So, I can't help myself. She talked about haters. And so I can't help myself. I figured, they probably won't watch the podcast very long. So I'll just help them remove themselves faster. Because yes, if you have time to hate on stuff, guys, realistically in the industry, you're probably not paying attention to your business enough. Like you're not helping. Like anybody that has enough time to hate and drink some haterade and get on social media and throw a little crybaby fit, like, and I'm going to keep it PG because yeah. But anyways, if you have time to do that, you realistically don't have time. You have too much time because you're not in the industry. You're not trying to improve it. All you're trying to do is crybaby back it about, oh, this and that, but you're not in it. Like I dare all of y'all little crybaby little backs to get in the industry. Like, see what you got. If you're going to sit there and cry about it, come get in it. Come play with the rest of us. That's why we're so busy and we can't even respond to your things. Like we're doing things to help the industry, help other people win. And we want everybody to win. We want the positive thing going on here in New Mexico. We know New Mexico has a chance to be one of the top in the nation at this. And it ain't going to happen by crying. It's not going to happen by crying one bit. So,
and by the way, anytime you hate on someone's brand, you're giving them good publicity anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're bringing up a conversation. Yeah. Sorry, Chad, what was that?
No, Josh and I learned that early in our advocacy years, we did it the wrong way for a long time. And we learned that that's not the best way to work with people. It's not to just sit there and hate. Why don't you act like an adult and, communicate with people and ask what's going on and maybe get the understanding, because that's what we've done with a lot of people. We've got a better understanding of things.
Yeah, no hating. So, little glitch. Maybe we'll see what happens. There was no hating. You know what I mean? I'll be honest. Like most of the stuff I said about companies were honest. Like that was my honest opinion about it, by my honest experience through it. And so that's how I feel about my early years. I might have been a little rough around the edges, and I'm still trying to polish it out, people. So, but I mean, things got done. We're all open now, and we're in a different chapter in the book. And if you don't change to that, you're going to get left in the dust, and it's sad, right? Yeah. If you spend any time in the medical world fighting on the medical program, and right now you're just crying, I'm sorry for you. Like, I hope you can get the positive attitude and win. And you know what I mean? And when you think of other people winning, the universe sees that, right? Like, and it help you win too. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest, I get a lot of people like, you know what I mean? They talk about different companies and stuff. Well, even your Shannon, like Seedcrest, people like, I went to your thing and didn't get a job. Well, I'll tell you what, through Shannon's company and mixers and things that I've been a part of, I've got multi-million-dollar opportunities I took advantage of. So there you go, and hate on that. Like all you want. And you can write me your address. I'll give you my address to send. I'll send you a little pom-poms and a megaphone, and you can cheerlead me all the way to the next level, because that's what it does for me. Anyways, there's my rant, guys. I apologize, but woo, You know what I mean? You got time to hate. I'm just like, I want everybody to win. Let's get it moving.
Well, I want to say this, you know, people that know me in the industry, they know that I hang with the, you know, the local community, that I'm in the patient groups, I'm out there. So I'm just me in this community. And then there's a couple of layers that I operate in, you know, at the policy level, at the executive level, and stakeholder level, right? The reality of it is that there's so many different ways to help each other and to get in there. But I remember when I was really hypersensitive around this crap. So people that know me and that formerly, you know, have worked with me know that I'm a little hypersensitive, right? So it doesn't get to me anymore though. I grew the thickest skin you could ever know. The reality of it is that, let me give it to you from a 16-year-old perspective. My nephew told me back in the day when I said, we're hating on me, and he goes, Nina, he calls me Nina. He goes, do you think Steve Jobs and Trump give a shit about what people are saying about them? And this was 2 years ago. He's 18 now. He goes, why don't you just not care? And I was like, okay, you know. So I think if you're an owner out there or a stakeholder or anybody doing well in the community, you're being hated on, take the advisement of my nephew who helped school Shannon how to Mio. And we got bigger fish to fry, y'all. We're helping real people to use systems to get in, to navigate this industry. And we're also having the best conversations about advocacy. Yeah. So, you know, there's a time and a place, and I like the topic because it's real. And, you know, if the more you hang out with trolls on social media, the more you become one. So just stay away from that aspect and stay in the game. And there's plenty to do for everybody. Just carve out your space, get out there and do some work, you know?
Yeah, and we only bring this up because there's negativity from all kinds of sides from the industry right now in New Mexico. It's not just, you know, from us or whatever. It's, you know, businesses getting it, individuals getting it, you know, the concerns are starting to shift. And when that happens, you know, they don't know who to blame. And so now things are just shifting. And, you know, now the concerns are there's too long of lines, it's too expensive. You know, it's, you know, the taxes, you know, it's,
you know,
still stuff that we knew was going to happen though.
I wish they were here in 2013 when it was expensive too.
Oh man, so, $18 gram.
Yeah,
every day.
Yeah, you know, so I don't know. Like it's just, you know, how long you've been in the industry and your experience and where it comes from. Yeah. And you know what I mean? People, if you get emotional about something, step away from your computer or your phone and do some burpees or push-ups or something. You'll feel better about it. Yeah. See, what we got. Okay, that's enough negative, right? Let's move on to the positive.
Yeah, so let's move on to the positive. So yeah, just don't listen to online gossip. One thing I wanted to end on that, and just experience it yourself. You know, if someone has a bad experience, that just might have been something that day, and you might have a total different experience. That is that person's personal opinion. So don't take that as the solidity, you know, to solidify what you want to do. You know, make your own opinion. So yeah.
Amen. Can I get an amen?
Amen. You know, I will.
Now, let's go over to the good. That's all the bad guys at the beginning. I know it was harsh, but let's get on to the good.
Well, haters. Bye-bye, I guess.
We're going to go over to that.
Right to the good. So, they clicked right off.
The good thing that I did see is, yeah, we had those changes. Everyone was shocked with the high grams and the long lines, but some places did make appropriate changes for the better. So, I mean, Shannon, I'll start with you. What are some changes that you saw that are different from April 1st to, you know, today?
Well, you know, we even talked about it on our last episode, the aftermath. We discussed, you know, how some patients were filling in the lines, a little drowned out, and now we're seeing some of that separation, incentivizing some of the, you know, some of the messaging coming out. I've seen many of these grandfathered groups, you know, come out as really patient-centric and giving these new messages of come see us. You know, we know that new businesses are focused on recreational, and that we know that they have to by law have a focus on patient care, but we know that there's some brands here that are really working on that, and you know, and some that are just wholeheartedly catering to patients. Organica is a great brand to think of when you think of, you know, a group that's just really focused on patients right now. And so there are places to go, and I've seen things kind of shift there. I do see things still prepackaged, so it's kind of hard to get a gram. Patients oftentimes don't have a lot of money, so there were places before where you could get freaking $3 worth rather than $8 worth, and they would let you do that. I don't see the deli style. So I wanted to ask you guys before I kind of keep going on this one. Do you know, and I have to reread the packaging and labeling thing, did they take away deli style from their ability and it all has to be prepackaged? I was just recently told that was the case, and I wanted to just throw that out there because that's going to affect how people purchase it.
We had that question. We've been looking it up and we had an opinion, and Josh, I know, is like bursting at the seams to give his. So go ahead.
No, I have witnessed deli style. It's one of the new dispensaries.
Yeah, I have too.
Right.
The labeling wasn't legit, and stuff.
Gotcha.
So, but I won't go any deeper into it because you know what I mean. Like I said, to talk with them and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know, but through what I've been led to, kind of information I've been given and stuff, it seems the pre-packaging is the more smiled upon things with the regulations and the way things are kind of written. I don't know if I don't believe it for sure says you have to do it. There's like a way you could do maybe, but I'm not a lawyer, right, guys? So, and I don't.
I'm going to look that up for us.
Yeah, because I know, because we've talked about it with some of the dispensaries we're working with, but we're all going prepackaged is what we're doing.
Yeah. So we're already, just going to that front anyway.
It's inventory. It comes down to, inventory and people talk about product, right? Deli style, every time you touch that product or open it up, put a bud back in or out of it, it breaks down no matter what. And you do it even hundreds of times. You've actually broken down the medicine. I know it's cooler looking and everything, and you get to see what you're you know what I mean? What you're getting. There's give or take. And that's when it's going to come down to brands, people, and the brands you trust, right? It's going to be in a little investment and some bad surprises is all I got.
Yeah.
And there'll be some great surprises too. So don't get me wrong, be both. But anyways.
And we're at the infancy of everything, guys. I mean, it's been like a week, like give it some time, it's been, here, everybody's getting used to it. We're adjusting, as I said. So give it some time, things will change, things will improve, things will get cheaper. Every state pretty much historically goes through issues that we similarly are. Luckily, we have taken a different route than some other states, so we're probably going to recover quickly, a lot faster. And then with that being said, we haven't ran out of cannabis. That's another good thing that's happened. And, I could say I'm happy I was wrong.
You and I both. Yeah. I was super happy. Long lines or whatnot. Everything else is great. So it wasn't even close to 6 hours or past 6 days and still going. I know there's still waits. In Sunland Park area yesterday was 2 to 3 hours. And the reason is there's only 2 stores right now up and running. So, it's just the way it's going to be until we get more stores. The CCD, hats off, right, guys? I don't care what you have to say. We are getting licenses out. They're doing their best they can, and they're helping people that have put their investment in here and working with them to get their investment back. ROI, guys, this is a business. All right. ROI, return on investment. That's what people are looking for, especially when you put your 401k, you put your business up for Hawk, like you want to get that paid off. So yeah, God bless them. Like that's it. You can't be hating on them to run a business. Y'all be doing the same if all your stuff was on the line, guys. So always put yourself there. Like pretend everything you own is on the line.
Just like when you ask someone who has a business to help you and you want to make money off what they're going to help you with and you want them to work for free, that's not very fair, because you're going to be making the money and they're not making any money, like it's only fair if you both make money because you're both businesses. So just keep that in mind when you guys are doing business. That's been an occurrence throughout the whole industry so far. It's not even just one or two. A lot of people are just getting used to this whole business thing because cannabis, it's free now, but the business part isn't, unfortunately. So Shannon, do you have anything on that?
Well, first I want to say, yes, Josh did say hawk because he's a hick. Okay. And I wanted to throw that out there because I hadn't heard that word in a long time. Secondly, and I love my Josh. Secondly, and it reminds me of Heath Grider, which we got to have Heath on here at some point. Okay.
Oh, we got to get him on.
We'll be seeing him this week.
He's a voice of reason. He's super rational, and I love his perspective. So, and I just love the guy. So anyway, all that I have to say on that is there's a lot more that goes into it than we know. So we can't really, everything I'm saying is assumptive and presumptive because I don't own a dispensary. I don't own manufacturing. I don't do production. I'm an ancillary ancillary company learning through the regulation. So I think it would behoove us to have some of these folks on at that level and start to understand, some of the dispensary owners, what their labeling looks like, some of the manufacturers, and we'll strive to do that. And I'll make sure and bring some of this information to the next round from a regulatory perspective. But overall, what we're saying here is that, there are shifts that are happening. They're positive, they're negative, but for these people, we don't know if maybe pre-packaging also helps them with the excise tax and the cost, getting their expenses down, because now they have new expenses, right? And so there's all kinds of things that I'm thinking of suddenly around like the logistics of this thing. But yeah, there's people. I just had a seminar here at our Seedcrest offices. And I'm only saying this because we had New Mexico represented, we had Oklahoma, we had Texas in the house from El Paso, Sunland Park, Santa Teresa area. We had California in the house. And we had Arizona in the house. And where I'm going with this is that I had small whole families. I had mothers and sons. I had couples, and we had siblings. We had it all in here, man, groups. And they were all putting their life savings on the line, or they were all going to be working double jobs. Like this one group from the El Paso Sunland Park area, they were like, she does this, he does that, we do that, but we want a dispensary, right? And we're going to put all our money into that. So we have to understand that at that level, people are learning, they're investing, and they're starting up, and we're all kind of helping them, along. We're all learning together, essentially. So yeah, like Josh said, they're selling their 401ks and their dogs to get into this. So we have to understand that.
Oh, definitely. And that's something that we tell people is don't do that. Don't spend your life savings on this. Oh, please, God, don't. You could get lucky. Don't get me wrong.
It ain't luck. It's hard work and it's timing. And I mean, it's blood, it's tears. It's a lot of late night. It's sleepless days. And I'm just telling you from experience. Yeah. Like I've been at it, and you know what I mean. And the small end of it. And to be honest with you, that's why I'm in New Mexico, and I work with well-qualified people now. You know what I mean? That you know what I mean? I know that's where I want to work with. So I'm very fortunate. Like, we spend time with mechanical engineers and some, crazy people. I'm fortunate enough even with the equipment people. I was off of a meeting with Hawthorne, and I'm actually going to we're going to bring Casey on and interview him, because this guy actually helps you source equipment and gives you an idea of what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? He'll help you get, I don't know. It helps your grows and stuff like that. Because me and him have talked very extensively, and that's what he said. He likes, you give him all the information, because he said some people are timid about giving them information. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll give you all the information I can. Just make sure I get the cool stuff.
Meet in the middle somewhere. So yeah, and some more positives, we'll go on and keep and continue on is, the welcoming of the community. And I've seen it myself too. And Josh and Shannon, you can go ahead and share your stories. I'll share mine last.
Oh, go ahead, Shannon. Ladies first.
Oh, well, thank you, gentlemen. We have a very collaborative, welcoming community from south to north, east to west in New Mexico. We have a community of stakeholders that have been working together for years and years and years, a community of activists, workforce. So it's fun to see some of these people up and come too that have been in the industry as workforce, starting their own businesses now, because we were capped for so long that they were just like waiting for that. Yeah. So it's super cool to see, people that have that learning curve tackled. They're starting up. We have a great community. We have a lot of great ancillary companies too, professional services. So in New Mexico, we have an extensive group of, different accountants placed all over, different medical card, offices you can go to and get your medical card. We have, lawyers. We've got software up the wazoo. I know I own one of them. So you have different people that are going to help you as you go, or at least point you in the right direction as a business owner. And then on the consumer side, we're probably one of the most educated in the country. I can honestly say that. We still have the stigma alive and well, but the reality is even though at the state level, we haven't had like an initiative to destigmatize, we have been destigmatizing. And so that's been super cool. And so I feel like we have a very professional environment, and I'm very proud of it.
Oh, definitely. For years, on the medical side, we tried to destigmatize for so long, and I guess it worked. So Josh, go ahead and give your story.
Oh, just how everybody, I guess, you run into, everybody's looking to win now, right? We're not prone against each other. I'll give you one example is like how how much I get along with like Duke, you know, from Ultra Health. Like, you know what I mean? We used to be at each other. Yeah, I definitely. But you know what I mean? Since it's opened up and we all get to play, we all get our chance. Like there's not like these people over here get the license and then over here you don't get nothing, you know? And now everybody gets to. So now we're like New Mexico, right? We're truly New Mexicans, right? And we're truly in the New Mexico industry, and we get to help each other out. And then therefore you want your fellow New Mexicans to do better, right, than everybody else in the nation, because that's who's not on our team now is everybody else in the nation. So it's a funny, you know what I mean? It's a funny shift, but I'm just excited because there was a lot of, you know, animosity and stuff in the medical program because of those caps and those restrictions on both ends, you know, the producers and the medical side, the patients. And so I'm super excited that it's like open like that. And I believe that vibe and that's come through with everybody that wants to kill the stigma in the cannabis and just show everybody what a wonderful plant this is. And the industry, you know, it is like, it's crazy, but man, there's been welcoming. Everybody's been super excited to show you what they're doing and stuff. And that's been way different than the legacy market back in the day, and even the medical market here in New Mexico. So I love it. I love everybody so happy and just go getting after it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. And, you know, like, you know, just being welcoming, like, you know, with the new businesses, you know, we love the fact that they're here. You know, we just want you guys to do it right so you remain here. You know, that's it, you know, and, you know, we'll talk with all of them, you know, themselves, whatever, you know, as we go, if we see something, we'll just mention it and, you know, be like, hey, you're pull them aside, of course, you know, have personal conversations, professional conversations with these people. Cause you know,
what do you mean? You don't want to sit there and yell at them at the counter?
That's just not the best way to do things, come to find out.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there's an issue like that, you know, you'd rather just tell the people in charge, you know, what's going on and, you know, how maybe y'all can work together to fix it, or, you know, maybe, you know, we can talk about it. I don't know. But, you know, I just really want these people to succeed. That's all I want for you guys, you know, and it took so long for us to get here, for you guys to get here, that you don't need something small and dumb to come down on you later because the state, you know, or someone, a competitor or like a neighbor who doesn't like cannabis called on you or something, or, you know, called something stupid and they found something else, you know, like you just don't want that. It's dumb. You know, just try to do everything right. You know, that's the best way to do it. So
it happens every day. And I want to say that when I went to, back in the day, the only brick and mortar school to go to was Oaksterdam University, giving them a shout out to my homegirl, Del Sky Jones and Bruce Bortle over there. The reality is that was the only place to go. What I was taught was get to know your neighbors. Don't be shy of telling them what you do for business. If you're a consumer too, be proud of that. That's the only way we're going to destigmatize, man, is if we're out there and we're professionals, you know. And one other thing I wanted to mention is the best business is conducted in a networking environment, at a restaurant, believe it or not, at a bar, at a coffee house. So, you know, no longer are we doing business, thank God, because of the pandemic behind the screen. We're able to get back out there, and I can see these collaborative efforts taking off because of that. And also, I learned so much when I show up with a group that's doing something different. I don't like to stay pigeonholed in my little world anymore, because it's like hanging out. I'm Democrat, hanging out with all Dems. What the hell is that going to get me, right? So I'm going to go out there and hang out with the Repubs. You know, I'm going to go out there and hang out, and that's just my example. All I'm saying is like, so if I'm doing this, let's get out there, and so I can hear what's going on, right? You got to listen. And so I just want to encourage people to get out there as much as possible, you know, follow through with your meetings, meet a lot of people, and that's where you're going to get a lot of that positive collaboration happening, because you don't know till you know. And then, you know, the best entrepreneurs are out there helping each other.
Yeah, I mean, even with like me and Josh, I'm more blue, he's more red. You know, we get different opinions from each other all the time. You know, I don't have any party, but, you know, just when we talk, you know, there's times where, you know, we just give different opinions and stuff. And it's great, you know, because you open your mind to certain things. You know, there's certain stuff that he'll teach me or teach him, or he'd be like, oh, I didn't know that. Or he'll look it up and be like, oh, well, that was more surprising than I thought. You know, like it's just,
right.
It's opening. It's refreshing, because if you're with the same people all the time, talking the same things, you're never going to grow. You know, as a person, or as an advocate, or as a person who consumes cannabis, you know, you're just never going to grow.
And here's a tip: if you and your friends in your circle are not talking about improving, making money, getting healthier, just doing something better for the world, you probably should find some new friends.
Exactly.
Right. And I have respect for those groups, even that are difficult in the community. You know, we keep mentioning different people and how we're friends with them and all this. The best relationships I've had, we've had some adversity to overcome, and we get through it, and we're stronger for it, and we have those difficult convos, and we don't burn bridges, and we come through it. But even groups that I didn't care for before, I have total respect for, because they're doing their deal. You know what I mean? They're doing their drill. So, and consumers too. There's so many cool people out there doing. I don't know if you guys saw Erin, and I forget how to say her last name. She's making these little bonsai looking plants. I got to give a shout out to her for those, because those are freaking killer. And that's just like so artistic, whoever would have thought to do that,
Yeah, well, I was talking
Ed
to her
Rosenthal.
yesterday. Yeah, Aaron, I love Erin. She's a great grower, a great person. Like I've mentioned on the thing, if anybody has a chance to scoop her up, you better do it, because I'm working on it right now. I am. Yeah, she's as far as the plant, and that's what she told me yesterday. She has 2 other bonsais that she's working on, and she said she told me she thought the soldier was cool. These are gonna blow my mind, is what she said.
Nice.
So yeah, she's super talented. I mean, just the time I've spent with her, I just always been impressed. I like I said, I talk with her. You know what I mean? I think she's one of the top, you know what I mean, female cannabis people running out there. So in the growing world. So yeah,
I would pay top dollar for that little plant. I'm not even kidding, just because of how she did it. And so I think she has a huge market at a different level. I want to encourage her, because man, I could see different, even non-cannabis, just, folks wanting that in their home because it's so beautiful. But anyway, that's me. And there's so many things to do in this industry that I think the collaborative angle, the community angle that we have in New Mexico is unique. And for newbies coming in from out of state, it can be difficult sometimes because we're so close knit. So I just want to encourage people to open their hearts and their minds to it, because at the end of the day, they're going to be here whether we want them to or not. So let's play with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like where we are now. I don't know. You guys may say something different, and I respect that, but I'm just saying, it's like, what am I going to do? Say, no, I don't want your business account. No, I don't want to help you get educated because you're from, Oklahoma or California. No, I'm like, welcome, tell us what you're bringing us from Oklahoma. That's my attitude essentially, because I know our brands will go there too. Yeah. People don't get into this to just sit still. They get in this with an exit plan, to make some money, to get a return on investment, to help people. So we have to understand that when we're going to their stores, it's not about us. It's about the bigger picture.
Yeah, definitely. And, being from New Mexico, my family's from New Mexico, we've been here for a very long time. I understand our aspect of outsiders and not really liking outsiders, but sometimes we just kind of have to change it a little bit. I understand New Mexicans, we're just naturally weary of outsiders. I get it. But, this is something different, guys, and, we're really good at trying to make sure that the outsiders know that we are who we are and we will remain who we are. So don't forget who you are, but don't be afraid of outsiders,
Yeah. I'm laughing because I was born in Andrews, Texas, and grew up in Andrews, Texas, and then moved to Carlsbad, New Mexico later on in my life. And then you graduated high school and everything. So yeah. So don't get all hating on the outsiders or the Texans.
Not all are bad, like sometimes if you don't,
they're all good. That's how I look at it. Yeah.
So, but moving on, I mean, that's pretty much everything I have. It was just really awesome to see all these new places. I was really happy to just go out and, drive around and just see all these new kind of places pop up, or, hearing conversation. Hey, you hear about this new place that popped up? And we're like, oh, let's go check it out. It's exciting. Oh, even since I've been to, I don't know how many dispensaries in my lifetime now, it's still exciting to go to somewhere new because everybody there has that same excitement I once had with it. You know what I mean? Like that fresh new excitement. So it's just really good to see that. What do you guys have?
Yeah, I'm with you. All done that like Chad said, that excitement with my clients that I work with and everything we're working with, they have that, right? And like the memo, I talk about them, they've got their license and stuff. Their excitement about the industry is so hardcore. Like you can just feel it. Like I feel it through the phone or anytime I'm on meetings with them, and it just charges my batteries up to just even do more, for the industry, because there's people like that. And then the Sunland Park, the guys that we work with there, just amazing. They're way excited now. And the High Horse Company also, you know what I mean? Yeah, everybody's like just super excited. Like I said, Thomas and High Horse, High Horse. This guy, he's always throwing it out there. He is like the High Horse cheerleader. I love the dude. So
yeah. But anyway, guys, Shannon, do you have anything or that? Let's end the show.
No, I was just going to say that I wanted to wish everybody luck on grand openings because I know people are still opening, right? Particularly Canvas Organics out of Albuquerque. They've got the CBD boutique and Canvas combined. Altitude, New Mexico Altitude out of Rio Rancho. Anybody who's newly licensed, congratulations.
Yes.
From the New Mexico CannaCast. We are so excited for you. We support you. We're rooting for you. And anybody who wants to get licensed, there's still time. They cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube, man. So go slow and just learn. These people that are getting in now are paying for the beta test, okay? Because we're just in beta phase, man. I mean, we're literally testing the state's software right now with them, okay? And I know that for a fact, right? As they're building it around the need. So I just want to encourage people to stay positive and to, to congratulate the people that are getting in, opening their doors. This is a big thing for you guys. And then I want to give a shout out to my homeboys at Bloom, Byron Butcher, Ariel, Dot. We helped to get them some HR and recently have been doing a lot of work with them. Great people, if you know products. And we love the t-shirts. I want to end on this note saying, you can send homegirl, depending on size, large or extra large. Chad, what size do you wear?
Medium to large.
Medium to large. So Chad's medium. Josh?
Large.
Large. Okay, there you go. You have our sizes. If you want us to rep you in these, we're so happy to do that. Send us your t-shirts and we'll get them on and we'll give you a shout out. So thank you so much for watching and I'm so happy to be here with you guys today.
Awesome. Thank you, Shannon. Well, thank you guys for showing up for today's episode. The good, the bad, and the fluffy will be here same time next week. Remember, everything New Mexico, everything cannabis.